Mm-hmm.
Do you not know the words of this song?
I don't. You won't break my soul. You won't.
Yeah, because earlier you said "take my soul." I was like, "What kind of devilish shit is this? Like, what is this?"
You won't break my soul.
And you singing it like it's some type of incantation. I guess. Oh my goodness.
First of all, hi everyone. I'm Urban Laughter. I'm here searching for Moon Pass, as JB hates on me exclusively.
Yeah, I am JB, and I'm so disgusted by this because not only does she eat them, but she actually said, "Oh, and the banana one slap."
No, they do. I like them too.
No, but they don't.
The chocolate one is my first. Like, I love the chocolate one. It's my absolute favorite. But like when they run out of chocolate, sometimes they'll have the banana ones. The banana one's the original one, so I'll just eat the banana ones.
I'm about to send you a link to Talkspace because it sounds like you need to talk to a therapist.
I like Moon Pies, and they eat them on P Valley too. So that's how we got on Moon Pies in the first place. I was telling him how the folks in Chucalissa, Mississippi, eat Moon Pies. He told me they was gutter snipe. Like, yeah, he got some nerve.
Yeah, I mean, I meant every word too.
Calling somebody a gutter snipe. And they got single decker Moon Pies.
I'm struggling.
They talk about buy again and buy again. And the only reason I bought a box of Moon Pies was because
you were craving them, and you are bottom of the barrel.
The store that I normally buy them from ran out, and they didn't have no more coming.
I feel like you probably also like your liquor bottles plastic. Like, can you squeeze them? You seem like that's becoming the type of person that you are.
Are you trying to imply that I drink something like Vladimir?
I mean, I wasn't going to say the name, but the fact that you knew exactly the type that it would have been.
JB had me in his house drinking Wild Irish Rose for wine.
The lies that you tell.
Drinking alley wine.
The lies that you tell.
No, my bottles have glass. I do got a bottle it's Prosecco in a beautiful gold bottle.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
I need some orange juice to mix with it. No, need some orange juice.
I don't believe any of this. I don't believe it. But welcome y'all to another episode of The Rude Urban Truth. Look, now she doing something. She gonna turn off her camera.
I turned off my camera because, child, you are coming through my speaker where I play music at home and not my AirPods. Can you hear yourself?
I heard myself in the background.
Yeah, right.
But because why does turning off the camera fix that? Help me understand how you turn it.
You know how stuff work for us.
You acting like you driving and you can't understand where you're about to turn off
to do stuff. It won't let me change it.
Yeah, because we already recording.
This is ghetto, and I really can't hear you because I can't. I have to get it off. You're in the living room.
I mean, it shows that your sound is on default, and that means that you should have been hearing. Did your AirPods turn off?
No, it slipped out my ear. You know how AirPods do.
That means it turned off. Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
You're not gonna be able to switch it back. So
when you said turn off, I thought you meant like dad. I'm like, no, I actually charged my AirPods. It's just my phone is the problem.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't really hear myself now.
I'm so disgusted because the way I have to hear you now. Like, now I have to turn the volume up because you sound so far away. And now my neighbors are going to hear you. So now it's going to sound like I got some man in here yelling at the top of his lungs. And who is she talking to?
Y'all, she is nasty.
Look, see, let me go and turn this volume down.
Okay, how about this? I will go ahead and stop. And I'm going to leave a lot of this.
Now they're going to be thinking she's a super freak. So you talk about nasty like I have roaches or some shit.
I'm going to leave all of this in here. I'm going to stop the recording so you can fix your hair. I mean, your AirPods and probably your hair too. And then you can get it back together. So hold on.
In the case of 30-something-year-old JB, Urban Laughter, you are not the mother. Ah! I said it like I wouldn't, as a woman, know if it was my child.
Y'all, she trash. But we're back after, like, it legit was telling me what speaker she was on in the house and everything. Which also means that you play your music from your computer.
Mm-hmm. I play from my computer or my phone. Either or.
Yeah, I could tell. Because it otherwise wouldn't have been connected.
Yeah, I play from my phone or my computer, whichever's easier. Yesterday I had my phone charging, so while my phone was actually charging, I played it from my laptop. And it's easier sometimes when my phone rings, so I have it unsynced so that it won't stop my music. I can still be jamming.
It won't stop my music. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Are you trying to say it to you won't snatch my soul?
No, I'm not that because you still can't. Well, how are you changing it every time? And she just can't get it together. And for her to have been like, she act like she the treasurer of the Beehive or the Bayhive, and she over here messing up the lyrics.
I don't have to be perfect.
You do.
I don't have to be perfect.
You do have to be perfect when it comes to her.
You won't hate my soul.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry for anybody who's a part of the Hive that had to hear that.
I didn't change it. They know I'm part of the Hive too. I'm fine. I'm in the group. Look, I'm in the group.
Anyway, I guess that's the intro for y'all. I want to ask if she has a rude quote of the week this week, but for some reason, I just feel like since we already talking about moon pies and stuff, it's going to be a level of ratchet that I'm not really willing to deal with this morning. But
first of all, he always assumes something going to be a level of ratchet he's not ready to deal with.
I will ask. Do you have a rude quote of the week for us this week?
Mostly, I do. My thing is, I just wanted to tell ladies, y'all pay attention. The men who be cheating in line be going bald early. And I know y'all notice it. Now, they don't seem to notice it, but we be noticing. So keep your eyes open.
It could also be genetics. It could also be genetics.
And cheating. Yeah.
Is that the same for why some women don't have edges? Is it because they're cheating in line too?
First of all, stop making sense on that last part. Secondly, about women not having edges. No, we don't have edges because of the damn glue. Okay? And I got edges. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, but some people didn't have edges before they were getting stuff glued down on their head. I remember them in elementary school.
They mom should have been greasing it down with bergamot. I always had edges. That wasn't my issue. Grease it down with some bergamot.
Ooh, child.
Or Blue Magic. Bergamot or Blue Magic. The green bergamot, too. Y'all got to be specific because, they got flavors. Don't come in there with that orange one.
I've never heard of any of this, but I also had edges until in fact, technically, my edges are still there. You see my hair grow out.
Ooh. First of all, JB and that damn bob with that bang.
Why I post that at my job, though?
Think about it.
I posted it in the group chat.
A bob and a bang. Like, look at you. And then it was blonde at that, and it was yellow. Like,
I know, we were twins.
Black. It was awful. First of all, you know about one, because we calling this my ghetto goal.
Yes, right now, her hair color is giving Players Club.
Shut up. First of all, it got jacked up a little bit when I was in Miami. But that's okay. I mean, it's going to be it's not.
She blaming it on Miami, but it was actually just life. It was just
life too. It was Miami and life. Listen, when I go to Puerto Rico, I'm dyeing my hair like 2 weeks before. Just so it could be.
So when do you go to Puerto Rico?
Not until August.
Oh.
I go for my birthday.
Oh.
I'm going to Puerto Rico.
That'd be cute.
It's supposed
are
to
you
be.
going to San Juan area or are you?
No. I'm going to San Juan. It was going to be Mark and I, but me and Danielle was going. I forgot I ain't supposed to be saying her name on air, but y'all know her anyway. Me and my cousin going, okay? You won't take my soul. Don't look at me like that. You look so disgusted. I was going with him. I'm glad because I'd have came back pregnant anyway. And now, in the light of Roe, can't even visit a chop shop if I needed to. Shit. I mean, not that I would have.
So on that note,
you smell like I wouldn't have went to the chop shop. If I wanted to go.
Let's go ahead into Black Magic, where I have someone.
I'm sitting here eating cheese.
I know, we can hear it. We can hear all of the bag.
No, y'all can't. Y'all can't even hear it.
No, you can definitely hear the bag.
You always making shit up.
It literally. Like that. Go ahead and bite into it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The way his face was, he makes me say, "Go ahead and bite into it."
I'm just saying. So, Black Magic for this week is going to be Chef. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, but it's Mashama Bailey. Okay, so she's a chef. As I said, she's an executive chef and managing partner of a popular restaurant called The Gray. She runs it with her friend, Jono Morisano, right? They have Southern dishes that are inspired by recipes and techniques.
I don't like how you said John's name.
Because it's Jona. It's Johno. There's literally an O at the end of Jono. I ain't just make that up.
Mm-hmm.
The restaurant, they serve Southern dishes from a lot of her matriarchs in a formerly segregated and restore Greyhound bus terminal. That's kind of cool. So they basically bought a formerly segregated Greyhound bus terminal and turned into a restaurant. They opened it in 2014, and it's gotten really, really popular. I think this is in Georgia.
If you think about it, Greyhound bus terminals look like dirty ass cafes.
Mm-hmm. So the fact that they turned it into something that, one, it sounds like it's amazing, but two, like, as a chef, she's been nominated for like the James Beard Award, which is why I'm highlighting her this week. She won a 2022 James Beard Award for Outstanding Chef. Now, what makes this even more of an achievement? In 2018, she made history as the first woman, African American chef, to be nominated for the James Beard Award. And in 2019, she won it for the best chef in Southeast. So now this makes her a 2-time champion for Outstanding Chef. So this is something that she said during her speech. She said, "Today, a little black boy or a little black girl can see themselves as a future outstanding chef. They can see themselves in a space that they have never been seen before and do what they can, do what they thought that wasn't possible. And until a few minutes ago, that was me." And then just this past April, she opened 2 more restaurants. One that is in Austin that is inspired by the Gray, and the Gray Market in Savannah. She also has the Diner Bar in the Gray Market, Austin. So I just think it's dope. They have a video of her accepting the award. I can send that to you just in case you want to post that on social media or something. But I think that's really dope. And then I especially love that because, I have a sister who is an aspiring chef. So
aspiring baby is a chef, okay?
Well,
let's be clear.
She wants to be on this level where she's being nominated and winning awards, and I can see that in her future because she finally cooked for us.
Hello,
and it was amazing. I told her I'm gonna steal her green bean recipe because her green beans were bomb. My cousin Tamika was picking on her because she bought the fresh green beans, and instead of like snapping them like we normally would do in the South, she actually got the little scissors and was clipping the ends because she wanted them all to be the same size.
Okay, she trimmed the green beans because man be old. I be snapping mine too. The fresh ones, like
Tamika was like, if you don't go ahead and snap them green beans, if she wanted them to look a certain way, and they were good. Like those were some good ass green beans. Like they were really good. And I'm like, these are just green beans, but these are some good green beans. She made us some green beans in this sauce that she made, some honey butter salmon, and some fresh homemade mashed potatoes with sour cream and cheese and all this other stuff. But it was really good. Did I send you the video?
You did. And I ordered it immediately. I was all fat. It was all late at night.
Mm-hmm. So shout out to Mashama Bailey for winning the 2022 James Beard Award.
Yes, Ashana. Also, quick sidebar. Pinky Cole, founder of Slutty Vegan, is bringing the business to Brooklyn, baby. And I rode past it yesterday and I can't wait.
Was it not already there originally?
No.
I thought she...
Slutty Vegan's in Atlanta.
No. I think she started up in New York.
Did she? Maybe. I know back in March she said she was bringing Slutty Vegan to Brooklyn. So it'll be here. It's going to take over the place, the storefront.
I think she had a restaurant before Slutty Vegan that was in New York. Then when she relocated, she opened up Slutty Vegan in Atlanta. Because, the Reed, they talk about her all the time because they're actually good friends with her. And she had a restaurant up there that was like, I think it was a Jamaican spot that she opened before. And they all talked about how good it was. But then she ended up closing it and then she reopened as the Slutty Vegan in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was. It was in Harlem. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was up in, I know what you're talking about. But no, Slutty Vegan is coming now. It's going to be in Fort Greene, which is like the downtown Brooklyn.
Those guys are going to be a shop, not just a pop-up? Because, she's been doing pop-ups everywhere.
It's going to be an actual store. It's this place used to be called Broccoli Bar. Everybody who lives in New York right now, y'all probably have seen Broccoli Bar with the pink front. It's actually going to be where Broccoli is at now. So I'm excited. I think, let me see. Somebody had sent me the ad.
Oh, she announced so apparently she was opening this location in Brooklyn back in March.
I just said that. She said it in March. But it's getting closer to the time is what I'm getting at. Mm-hmm. Like, it's at 690 Fulton Street. But when I went past yesterday, it looked like some stuff was underway. So I could be wrong. But I was getting excited because I was like, Slutty Vegan's up here. Because we knew. They announced it was like on the news and stuff. They put that kind of stuff on the news. And I'm excited. Okay?
She got a lot more locations coming. She has locations coming in Athens, Georgia. She has one going to Birmingham, Alabama, and one going to Baltimore.
Okay, take it to Baltimore. Okay, sis keeping it in the South, minus the New York City location, obviously. But I'm geeked up that it's in Brooklyn. Her first one was in Harlem. Now her second one is in Brooklyn. And y'all know the B in Brooklyn stands for better. So she moved
Ooh,
fast.
okay.
No, just to Harlem because I love Harlem.
So something else, since you're talking about her, in this search that I did, it says that Slutty Vegan became the first restaurant to receive Pepsi's Black-owned business grant last year. PepsiCo Foundation and National Urban League joined forces to support Black restaurateurs who face financial hardship onset by the COVID-19 pandemic. The initiative plans to give $10 million to Black-owned businesses across 12 cities. Come on, being the first.
Okay.
And apparently it started off as a food truck. Well, not a food truck, but a delivery service. It started off as a delivery service before it got attention and she started like really blowing up.
So just hear me, because you know when I open, I'm gonna be there, and y'all know all of Brooklyn gonna come out, especially Black Brooklyn. They great show out with
for
the
years.
Block. And you know that I'm going to FaceTime you both from the group chat, like, and I'm out here eating this vegan burger. Look at me. See, that's gonna make me eat vegan food. I mean, I eat kind of vegan food now, like mushrooms and that kind of stuff, but that'll probably really get me like full on hooked, which is definitely gonna be better for my life, and I'm excited about it because I won't lose my soul.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing because she just refuses to do this justice as she should. So let's go ahead and move into Brew Talk. See, that's how you can tell that she can't multitask because she was over here doing something.
I was looking at what this pop-up was saying. I'm scared it was going to switch again. I'm traumatized from earlier events.
Well,
I am looking at my screen now. No, you know my phone about to die. Child, I ain't even trying to be on. I can't be on. It's about to die again. I ain't leaving on the charger long enough. Shut up.
So
I started off with it on the charger. I took it off.
Sure.
But
So first thing first,
talk.
I came across this article that I meant to send you in the group chat, but I think I forgot. It actually takes place in New York. So the title of the article is "A Woman Was Rescued from a Hostage Situation After Sending a Note to a Restaurant with Her Grubhub Order." So it says, a New York woman was rescued from a hostage situation. Basically, you know how when you do an order on Grubhub or Uber Eats or anything, you can add notes to it? In her notes, it says, "Please call the police. He is going to kill me. When you deliver, come with the cones. Please don't make it obvious." So you can tell she typed this really fast. She wrote it really fast because she didn't have much time. And she was ordering from a place called the Chipper Truck, which is in Bronx. So she ordered this before 5 a.m. And this particular restaurant is one of those restaurants that's open 24 hours. So they were available. They were looking at it. And basically, they said that when they got the order, the owner there instructed them to cancel the order for the cheeseburger and an Irish breakfast sandwich and just send the police instead. Because they were like, call 911 because whether it's fake or not, we'd rather get someone out there just in case. And luckily, he thought that way because they were able to find the suspect, whose name is Kamoy Royal. He was arrested on charges of rape, strangulation, criminal sex act, unlawful imprisonment, menacing assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and sexual abuse. And the victim was 24 years old. And that same man was also accused of attempting to rape a 26-year-old on June the 15th. And with that case, he's charged with attempted rape, sexual abuse, and assault in connection with that one. But yes, I just saw that and I thought it was crazy. Like as in wow, I could not believe this. But, we hear stuff like this often. I remember seeing one case where, what was it? I saw the video footage where a man and woman go to this place. I think she had to go to the doctor or something. And he sat down and she went up and she asked for a pen.
I saw that too.
She wrote out.
I knew about the girl getting kidnapped up in New York with the thing. And I was so happy she got saved. And sometimes I get worried that the next person that kidnaps them will not let them order food now. Because they'll be like, oh, because you're going to think you're going to type a note and you won't.
Yeah. I'm glad
it worked for her. And I'm glad she was thinking quick.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people who wouldn't have thought that way. They would have just kind of succumbed to their circumstances. But unfortunately for her, she saw it as a way out. And she knew that there was only one of two things that was going to happen from that. They were going to see it and they were going to do something about it, or they were going to see it and they were going to ignore it. And luckily, these people did not ignore it. And because of that, she's been saved. So I thought that was something worth talking about because I was just like, whoa. And then you live in New York, so I'm sure you see craziness and hear about crazy stuff that happens there all the time.
Child, I can't even imagine how many people's probably sitting in a Brooklyn basement somewhere.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
Speaking of Brooklyn basements, The Chi is back.
I seen it.
And you know, and I say,
you're not just saying Brooklyn basements. The Chi is back.
I say that because you know what happened with Keisha.
Yeah, but like I said, the Chicagoans would be horrified to hear you say that.
I still have not forgiven Keisha's stepmama for the fact that, you know, that when Keisha was missing, she basically told Keisha's mama she needed to kind of get over it because it's been so long, and then just went out of her and did on her own and just moved all her stuff out of her room. Like, oh, she's gone. It's like the fact that she's supposed to be a licensed therapist and she thought that was the way to handle that. I have not forgiven her for that, and I'm ready for them to kill her off the show. Because I already hated her on the show anyway, because she's not a good actress. But then the fact that she went about things that way was so insensitive. Not even just for the mama,
but damn, you killing her off.
I mean, they kill off everybody else. They might as well. Ain't nobody gonna miss her.
I like what's his name. What's his name? I used to play My Brother and Me. I mean, not My Brother and Me.
Are you talking about Jason Weaver?
Yeah,
he was. He wasn't on My Brother and Me. He was on Smart Guy.
He wasn't. Yeah, and I knew it was one of those sitcoms, but I used to like him. I like Jason Weaver. Yeah, I like him though. Mm-hmm. I like him, but just overall, like he seemed like really like an old, like an OG. He really seemed like a real OG.
You saw that? Did you read up on why Imani's gone?
No.
So Imani was cut from the show because she thought it was a good idea to falsify her vaccination records when they were going back to go filming. Found out that she had fake records, so they kicked her off the show. That's why they made up that stupid ass reason for why she isn't up there.
Yeah, because he beat that. Yeah, so he beat that kid up,
and she saw the video and was like, "Oh, we need some time." This one was out here killing people and stuff. You really think that? Whatever. As soon as they said that, Brown was like, "That's the excuse they came up with." Yes, right. That's the excuse they came up with.
I was looking at Trig like. Trig, I'm sorry, honey. Come here. I like Trig with this hair too. Can I say that? I like these little puffs. Come here. Let me put your hair in the man bun.
Okay, what's going on with Papa?
Papa on some shit. I don't know, but I don't like how he gave his little speech about Lisa. His dad ain't shit. Just like what's his name said.
He's definitely starting to give Clarence Thomas, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like he did a lot on that mic.
Exemplary father. Hey, when they started booing him, nobody's parents are perfect.
But he ain't had no business walking out there talking like that about. And then that's supposed to be one of your friends, and you did that in front of them. Not because he started with the whole how he did terrible at the practice, but then went from that to talking about his. No, I ain't like that.
Right. Everybody look like
kill him off
this
too.
This is the wrong crowd. Right. No, don't kill Papa off.
That's my thing with most of these shows. Just get rid of him, so we ain't got to see him no
more.
For
4 seasons, Papa was everybody's guy, but yeah, he is getting a little bit out of hand this time.
And I don't quite understand where it's coming from.
Yeah, I mean that's how teenagers are.
I know, but it's like such an extreme direction that he went into. Like, went from this to, oh, I'm gonna call out my friends in front of people on the mic. No, but on the mic, no. Like that's something that he would have normally said to him in his face, not on the mic in front of an entire school.
I like the replacement Maisha, the Maisha mimic. Hey, when he told her, "I like what I see," she said,
"Close your eyes."
That's what she said. I like gonna say because I like what I see. She was all like, "Boy, stop." I like her and Kev together. Like they're gonna be good friends. Kevin all liked her.
Mm-hmm. I think he still do. And then
Kevin liked Maisha.
And that trash girl that left him for his friend, talking about, I be thinking sometimes if I should have stayed with Kev. First of all, you were still wrong. That's the thing I don't like about her character. She doesn't believe in accountability.
Because she's a kid.
I don't care if she's a kid. She's the one over here acting like she's an adult. If you want to act like you're an adult, you need to act like an adult.
That's what I like about it. They seem like authentic kids. Like, this is dumb shit that kids do. Hell, there's stuff adults do that don't do that. But it really seems like they seem like real life teenagers.
I wanted her killed off last season.
I don't like y'all. He's trying to kill. You didn't kill all the people. And listen, you killed Papa. You didn't kill
that stepmama. I don't know her name.
Yeah, the stepmom. Now you didn't kill off the little what's her name? I forgot that little child's name. I can't remember.
I don't know. Nobody want to know her name. She was trash.
I don't know why I can't remember right now, y'all. And I actually do watch the show. Hey, Darnell, y'all. JB come in the chat just being combative for no reason.
No.
I'm talking in the chat like, yo, Darnell could get it. Because I'm looking at him like, boy, where your daddy at? Like, that's what we be wanting to know. That's the real question, right? Secondly, here comes JB. No, them old men. I'm trying to tell him, like, you need one of them old men with one of them Buicks. You know, the ones with the suede seats and little ash. I know y'all can smell.
And that's why I gave her an example of one that my mama had. He had one of them cars, and he must not have been nothing because she walked him out the back door, and another dude walked in the front.
Child.
And his name was Bernard.
No, that was Bernard. We can know that later. But Darnell's ass, Darnell is fine. I be cracking. I said, "Oh, look at Darnell. He's cute." Child started following him on Instagram. He married though.
Everybody say he ain't doing shit on Instagram, but being on,
he not.
He on P Valley, spitting all over the car. Yes, I said spitting, but quotes.
Oh, no damn spit, but okay. I was looking at it. I was like, "Oh," I said, "Look," I was joking. I said, I wonder if Dom know that he's down in Chuckalissa watching them girls." He said, "We talking about he with Dom," and I like that Tiff is being liberated. All the guys that I know, all my cis guys. Are sitting up talking about how Tiff is wrong. Tiff is wrong. Emmett dog that girl out. Tiff is Emmett's wife.
Oh, I think they just. I think both of them trash.
Kinda.
Yeah, because my thing is that who gets married and then decides this? Like that to me, this is so bizarre to me that. And then he's trash because he suddenly feels like, oh, well, I might have been dogging you all these years, but then you decide now that you want this, and I don't know if you want me to do this.
Like I said, child, I will give you some examples, but I'm going to end up blocked. A lot of people do it more than you think.
No, I'm not saying no, but my thing is this. They literally got married, and this was a decision they made after like a month. That's the biggest difference here. A lot of times when this starts getting introduced, it's a little bit more time after they got married. Like it's like, oh, let's see if we can spice some things up or something. These hoes said we married. Okay, so let's stay around.
I mean, but in my woman defense, Emmett started the shit because he fucked Lala.
I know, but it's still trash.
Been married,
that's why I'm not excusing him. I'm not excusing. I've never excused him.
And I'm thinking like a month in, he fucked his.
I know, partner. And I'm like nothing in what I said was excusing him at all because I think he's like a top notch trash. But my thing is like,
but Tiff was like, I want a chance too. Shit, I've been holding myself.
But my thing is, I don't understand why people stay in spaces when they make that decision.
She should have left. But I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You heard her say, she said, I don't want to be married no more. At least she said it.
Yeah, that's the thing that is me. Like, y'all wasn't married for a month.
I think it was supposed to be in terms of years the way the show was set up. I thought it was supposed to be like a year or two.
Still trash. No, they made that decision after a month. That all happened in the last season. They got married, and literally right after that, they did that.
Time was moving.
We ain't talking about the change from season to season. We're talking about this all took place in the same season.
I'm not sure it's the same season. I'm saying like in the season wise, I thought the whole point was Lena Waithe. I'm about to message Lena Waithe like, when you try to make this month's or seasons, what if she answer back?
When you message her, can you ask her to get rid of that stepmama?
I am not. Do you want to be on the show? I'm gonna ask you, can we be on?
Because I'm gonna get up there and be in the space of that stepmom. Like, you are awful. I refuse. No, let me on. I'm never gonna let that go.
Oh, I want to be who do I want to be? I think I want to be one of Jada's friends.
Which one is
like
Jada?
One of Jada's homegirls. Jada is Emmett's mom.
Oh, I don't like her either.
I want to be.
And I don't like that young boy.
Do you like the show?
There's a lot of people on the show I don't like.
Look at her. Do you like the show?
Because to me, it's also not a consistently good show. It like has good moments, but it's not always good to me. Like this premiere episode was like mediocre at best. I'm
about to ask Lena, does she want me on here? I'm about to be like, Lena, can I be on the show? Can I be on the show? I'm about to just message her. That's just what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because she, I don't be liking a lot of her material.
I'm messaging Lena Waithe like literally right now.
Just like when she decided she was going to insert herself in the show. Like, girl, you can't act. You're not a good actress.
Oh, yeah, when she was running for mayor.
Yeah, she's not a good actress.
Yeah, she's
a girl bye. But since we talking about girl bye, yesterday, the day before yesterday, has it been 2 days?
Can I be on the show?
Has it been 2 days now that like vaginas officially became the ownership of the government?
Mm-hmm.
So I have my opinions, but I want you to go ahead and get on your soapbox because I looked in the group chat and saw that I had to scroll to the beginning of what you started to say.
Oh. Okay, because I was raging on Friday.
Oh, she was going in.
Oh, yeah, because I was disgusted. I was so disgusted, y'all. Like, first of all, women are not your enemy. Let's start with the basics. We've done nothing to you. There's nothing on men, no laws on men in reproduction. Literally none. And some of the states have even made it so extreme that you can't even get an abortion in incest or rape cases.
Like a lot of them are like that. The only exceptions they seem to have in some of those cases are to allow them to get one if the mother is at risk of dying.
First of all, I'm discussing with the Supreme Court, which is supposed to be non-political, but we all know the truth of that. There were 3 conservative appointees, and that instantly turned it political. They're supposed to be unpolitical. It's an unpolitical bench. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the neutral party of everything. You're supposed to be the reasonable one. But see, we're humans, and all of us can't always be logical and reasonable. And these are also 3 people who CNN, MSNBC did not fail to highlight immediately on their confirmation hearing, said that they felt like Roe was precedent and they were not going to try to change it. So now y'all liars too. Y'all liars on top of everything else. It also burns me up because I feel like this is bullshit. I feel like it was a swap for that bullshit gun bill. And I take that back because I'm upset and I'm speaking out of anger. It wasn't a bullshit gun bill. The gun bill was needed, but I feel like that was the swap. So what do they call it in politics? They call it pork, where you scratch my back, I scratch your back kind of situation. Like, we're going to let y'all overturn Roe because men hate women, which is why Hillary Clinton nor Elizabeth Warren are presidents right now, because y'all hate women, because they are sound women that could have been leaders. Now, I don't know about Hillary as much, but I really liked Elizabeth Warren, but that's my own personal beliefs. She could have used a little bit more, but the girl made sense to me. But anyway, besides y'all hating women, let me get back on task. I hate it here. In some. Look, I hate it here. I just feel like this is so underhanded and low down, and
it's more than just
disgusting. It is. And then the states who had trigger laws, the states who immediately upon the overturning of Roe had laws that went into instant effect, tells me that, oh, y'all motherfuckers Ben was talking to each other and knew this was going to get overturned, right? Because how you got a trigger law for something in anticipation that it'll be overturned? How? Now, fortunately for me, I live in a safe state, which will probably be a safe haven. California already declared day, like, listen, we ain't playing with y'all. A lot of companies have determined that they will
said that they will let people come.
Yeah, and a lot of companies have also said that they will help their employees go to places where it is available. But the thing about that is, a lot of times when they do stuff like that, you have to be reimbursed for it. When you are poor and you do not have it to put up front to be reimbursed for it, then what?
So I'm wondering if some of those are actually going to do that, if they're going to be requiring them to get reimbursed for that.
Maybe. They may.
Because some of the writing isn't specifically saying that, but I think with this being such a touchy topic, I think that'll be even worse. Guessing.
Yeah, that's just me guessing.
Because everybody can't afford to get there.
Yeah, right. This law hurts poor women more than anything. I thought at first, like, oh, this was an attempt to get white birth rates up because they were kind of low, right? Because, racism's at the root of everything, despite what everybody say. Like, oh, it's not about literally everything in this country boils down to race. I don't care what you think it is. Even the planet of everything in this country boils down to race. No matter what everybody, oh, you're trying to pull a race card? No, it really does all go back to race. And for the longest time, Black and women of people of color, what did they say? Our bodies have been policed forever. And see, I feel like in some ways, white women didn't give a damn. I mean, I'm not going to say all of them. Some, not all. The ones who voted for Trump probably. But it felt like, oh, well, it's not impacting us because it was that white supremacy and that idea of power over something or someone. And it was like, oh, it ain't impacting us, so we don't care. And then this happened. And now it's like, oh, yeah, you got a uterus too. Sweetie, you forgot. Because also, let's think about the other civil rights that can possibly be violated behind this, right? We got to think about, like, big picture shit. Like, it starts with this, right? Because we already in the Handmaid's Tale, and I hate that for us. We already in the Handmaid's Tale. But then you got to start thinking about stuff like the next thing will be gay rights. I'm just waiting for Jim Crow at this point. Like, it's like, okay, what other civil rights are y'all going to violate?
The coon that's in on a part of the Supreme Court. The coon. He's already said that he kind of wanted to bring to the forefront a discussion about gay marriage and gay relationships. So when is he going to address interracial relationships, even though, he's in one? I mean, since you're going to chop all of these up, like,
don't worry, honey. He's going to chop those up and it's going to backfire. Because ain't this how it always play out though? people be loud,
I read
proud, saying whatever they want,
said
and
that
then
he
it's going
said
to go.
there was an article I read that said that he said that in the 90s that was going to be his goal, to make the lives of people who were Democrats or liberals miserable for the next 45 years.
Oh, okay.
Like, he actually
that's
said
fine. But I just want him to be prepared for when they turn on his ass and him and his wife have to separate, because that's going to be next. And that's part of, I felt like, I listened to part of Kamala Harris's speech because I started falling asleep because I was really like raging. Like, I was so disgusted. And it was making me mad because I felt like even some of the men who are our allies, like, I was just all over the place on Friday. I'll just say that. I was all over the place. I was upset. I'm still kind of upset. I'm in a better headspace than I was at first. But it's just like, I'm definitely pro-choice. But it's the fact that I don't have, like, how dare you snatch my choice away from me? Like, how dare you? And there's nothing, what? Like, how does this make sense to you? And then I also thought about, like, when I was a kid growing up, like how a lot of the Republicans would be in scandals behind side chicks getting pregnant. One killed one. Remember when we were young kids? I forget his name, y'all. JB, you gotta Google. I cannot think of his name, but his side chick, he had been in a relationship for 2 years, got pregnant, y'all. He tried to send sis to a chop shop on the side and then had her killed. Now, he wasn't convicted of it or anything, but we all know the truth. That man had that girl killed, child. But it's crazy to me because it's like Republicans usually be the main ones doing them sneaky, underhanded ass abortions. But see, they got the means to do it too. So they can put people on flights and send them across state lines. And
I think you're talking about the girl. Her name was Chandra Levy.
I think so.
She was with a California politician. She was his mistress, and then she suddenly just kind of went missing.
Yeah, the Republican one, and she was pregnant.
Yeah, California Representative Gary Condit.
And she didn't want to get rid of it. She didn't want to get rid of it, and somehow sis come up dead. Now tell me that math ain't mathing. But anyway, a lot of times what I'm getting at is, and it's not, because I feel like to an extent, as I've gotten older, I feel like Democrats and Republicans literally are like the exact same. Like, one is just more overt in certain things, and the other one's more covert. And you could pick either party, which one you want to pick is overt and covert, because they both, to me, like I said, seem the same. But it turned me off because I feel like a lot of times these politicians do stuff on the guys that, or on the premise that it don't really impact them. Because they have the means to make shit shake. And if they don't have they got the means. They know the people, they know the doctors, they have the money behind them, the power. They have the means to do that stuff, and it directly impacts us. And it's just like,
I was talking to Dovecat Kayla, and she sent me an audio message where she said that there was like I think it was an article or something where someone who worked for or owned like an abortion clinic talked about how oftentimes when they would open outside of the clinic, there were always like a lot of like black SUVs and black cars and stuff. And generally it was people like politicians or rich white people who were trying to hurry and get to the clinics early in the day to have their abortions and continue to act like they're not a part of that number.
Right. And can we talk about some of the abortion activists and how uncouth they can be sometimes? Like, this is years ago. Now, my best friend can attest to this, y'all. I've been on birth control since forever. So, I take birth control. So, one time, something happened. I couldn't go where I normally go. So, I decided I'm going to go down to Planned Parenthood, right, in downtown Pittsburgh. They out there protesting and stuff. This man walked up to me like, keep your baby. First of all, shut the fuck up. I'm not even in here to get an abortion.
Right.
Like, that tells me the ignorance man. He really told me keep my baby. I really told him shut the fuck up. I was so disgusted. Sir, I'm in here to prevent one. I'm in here to get the M&Ms that prevent them. Okay? Right. No, the Plan B is the M&Ms. But I'm in here for the Skittles that I take monthly. Okay? I was in there just to get a refill. And it was okay because they took my insurance and they were like, oh, okay. They had got some stuff and I came and got my little refill or whatever. But it pissed me off because he automatically, first of all, I felt like, you really stereotyping. You just see a young black woman, you automatically assume get an abortion. First of all, manage your fucking business.
Right.
Secondly, I'm in here to get a birth control refill. Thirdly, move the hell out the way. I can't even get in the door. Y'all all crap. Move. I was trying to be in and out, and then it made me mad. I'm thinking like, I don't know if I think I'm everybody because they see Planned Parenthood and automatically think, oh, abortion. Planned Parenthood does so much versus women.
Yes, there's so much more that's being done at Planned Parenthood than just
treatment for STDs, like birth control. Y'all really hung up on these. I'm like, y'all really be out here chatting and stuff. Y'all don't even know what's going on behind here. These women are actually helping a lot in other ways, including the abortion. Because some people recognize, I can't really afford this baby. Or I've been harmed.
Yeah, I've been raped.
And need to get rid of this baby. Like, but y'all outside talking about keep that man telling me keep my baby. Man, I was.
Do you know that there was a pastor?
Like, keep your baby. I'm like, keep my baby. I don't even have.
There's a pastor on Facebook. Somebody shared his post because he basically obviously was talking about how he's in support of whatever happened, and somebody made a comment. So that means that women who've been raped should keep them. And his response was there should be no exceptions. Right, and no.
Well, what was the one senator? The one. Is it a senator that she said thank you for saving white babies or something like that?
Yeah, I was going to tell you something about that.
Yeah, because it's about
her name is her name is Mary Miller. She's a U.S. representative.
Oh, no, not a Miller.
And she said, "I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday." Her spokesman Isaiah Wortman tried to say that she was trying to say right to life. So let's go back to her sentence. I want to thank you for the historic victory for right to life. And that doesn't seem to sound right to me. So there's and
there was no two in there. And if she had said white to life, I would have been like, okay, maybe that's what she meant. She literally said white life.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a clip.
Mm-hmm.
It said white life. There was no two inserted. If she had said, I want to thank you for saving the white to life, like I could see that being mixed up. Like, okay, maybe she did say right because the two was inserted in there. Miss Mama's no, you said what you said. And it's still not going to do anything because typically white women have the means to still get the fucking abortions, which means they'll be just crossing state lines. And also, I also want to point out the biggest thing here. You overturning this don't mean that the abortions is going to go away. It's just going to be more dangerous.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole bunch more botched basement abortions.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean it's going away. Like, I don't know what they thought. Like,
think about historically when people, before we even had the type of options now to have an abortion, people went through very extreme lengths to get rid of children. That goes historically. We'll go way back to like Roman Greco times. Like they literally were doing stuff like taking weird elixirs that were supposed to kill the baby, doing weird stuff like throwing themselves downstairs, all kinds of stuff like that. This is stuff that wasn't unheard of for back then. Imagine now that you've gotten rid of some of the safer options for people to do, and then all of them don't have the ability to go to a state where abortion is still legal. You should expect that there are going to be some pretty terrible things that are going to be happening for people who just would like, especially women who've been raped or been sexually harmed in some type of way, and they've been impregnated by whoever this trash person was. Some of them will go to extreme lengths to not have that connection with this moment, this terrible traumatic time. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's one image that I saw, and obviously it was done as a dark joke, but it was like all of the Supreme Court justices, and they all had clothes hangers in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't get it. I don't get it. But these are also the same people that are fighting to make sure that people still have access to nicotine options. These are still the same people that don't want to instate real gun laws. But like there was an image I saw was like it was two sides. One said right to carry, one said forced to carry. One side had the gun, the other side had a stomach.
I seen that too. It was a black artist that did it, didn't it?
I'm not sure. I just saw it making its way around social media, so I'm not sure who the artist was. But
no, I remember earlier I said I was looking at pork. I used the term pork wrong about the slipping the stuff. I used it wrong. It is a political term, but I used it all wrong. But I still feel like it was a swap of some sort. Like, yo, we'll do this bipartisan gun bill, but we're definitely returning. I mean, we knew they were returning it anyway when that letter leaked out a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, we knew it was coming.
Yeah, but I want Democrats to be on their bullshit like Republicans, because one thing about them motherfuckers, they gonna stand on what they gonna do. They do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not gonna do. Me and my cousin were talking, and she kept saying like, "Oh, Banker did more this and that," and I'm all like, "This is actually drivers like Trump and Mitch McConnell. Like, they are the fucking problem." And what's also blowing me is that it's being decided by white men who in a few years will actually be dead. They are on the latter side of life. And I'm not saying it because I'm wishing death on them. That's just the reality of it.
Mm-hmm.
You die. Like, nobody makes it that life alive. These are men in their 70s and 80s who in a few years will not be here.
Mm-hmm.
Will not be here anymore. But you got control over what's happening in my life and you ain't even going to be around. Like, for what? For what? And then all y'all wives are past childbearing age for the most part. Like, why? Why? Like, this makes...
Somebody made a post.
And then this is coming from the party who also hates public welfare and social programs.
Mm-hmm. So you forcing them to carry them, but also
the
not going to give them the tools and resources to be able to take care of these children.
There you go. Now we're going to walk around with more impoverished, mentally unwell, because it impacts your mental state. Being poor, you and I both grew up poor, and we both know how it has impacted our mental state. And we gotta live with these. We have to live with these people. Like these kids are going to turn to adults that we have to live and function within society. This is crazy. Like this is really crazy.
Somebody made a post last night,
and I can't even get my thoughts out all the way. You know how I get when I get real fired up, and I'm sitting here like, trying to turn into confetti.
Well, I saw a post last night where someone said, "Time to ban Viagra because if pregnancy is God's will, then so is your limp dick."
Say that.
Just like you said, there are no laws at any point in time right now that actually impact men when it comes to reproduction.
And men can have children until the day they die. Somebody has used this analogy before, so I'm not pretending that it's my own original thought. But the point was, a woman can be pregnant one time in 9 months, whether it's with twins, triplets, whatever, one time in 9 months. But in those 9 months, a man can get 9 other women pregnant. I ain't the problem. I am not the problem. I am literally not the problem. But there's nothing about men. And if that's the case, let's up the ante on these vasectomies. Like let's do something here. If we're not going to be able to get these abortions, it's time to start.
Which I still don't understand why some men don't do that, because one, it's a lot less invasive than a woman getting their tubes tied. Two, it's easily reversible. So if you ever do decide that you want to have kids, you can go back and get that reversed.
And guess what's not as easily reversible?
And you can be walking right out of the thing right after it happens. You can literally go walk to your car after you get the vasectomy the same day.
Your tubes being tied isn't as easily reversible.
Oh, I know.
And it's very, very costly. Right. Because they hate women. Like, I don't know why people hate women. We ain't never did nothing to y'all. We literally give life.
Y'all exist, and that's a problem for a lot of these men.
Right. Exactly.
Y'all exist, and y'all have your own voices. And people don't like that. They don't like that. But,
and now it's just like, and in seeing some of those groups, there were some groups of women who actually are happy for it. Like some women were happy, like, oh, I'm happy.
So my thing is this: you can be technically against someone truly having an abortion, like for yourself, but still be open to the idea of other people having that option. There are people who are okay with other people doing it. Got nothing to do with me. I might not want to do it, but this person that should not take away from their ability to do it themselves.
Didn't I say earlier? I said I came back from Puerto Rico pregnant. I said, now, granted, I probably wouldn't go to the chop shop because that ain't really my thing. Like, I'd be joking about it, but I probably wouldn't really go. If I was pregnant, I'm keeping my baby. Like that's me. But I also don't give a damn if the woman next to me decide I'm running to the chop shop. Be off, sis. You need a ride. Like, what's up? How can I support you? Because I know that you're doing this for whatever reasons you got to do. And that's okay, because guess what? What you eat don't make me shit. So that's your business. But see, you over here can't man your business, and now you got to be a man and feel like, well, you shouldn't be able to because I think it's wrong. So you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, how did that make sense? Like, how did that make sense at all? With any type of, like, imagine if we should just operating in life like off of that. A lot of people do, but just imagine every time I do something, I'm like, well, you don't have hair and you don't wear bundles, so I think that you shouldn't be able to have hair at all, and you should be completely bald, meaning your arms, your eyebrows, your beard, everything. You should be completely bald since you don't wear weave, because that don't make sense to me.
Right.
You shouldn't have a choice to have a beard and a bald head. That's not a good choice, because if you want to have a bald head, regardless of why you got a bald head, like you said, it could be genetics, cheating, you're not cheating, whatever the reason. You shouldn't have hair though, because that don't make sense. Because I personally feel like, if you're not going to wear weave, why would you have hair?
Right.
See how dumb that sounds? That's just how it sounds when you decide that you don't like abortion, but you worried about the next person not liking it. Well, I don't like abortion, so you shouldn't either. And I don't think you should have one because I don't like it. Don't nobody care about you like that. Like,
right.
Stop it. This is dumb. This is dumb. And I'm waiting for some, I feel like it won't last long. I really don't. I feel like next president.
No,
but I need the Democratic Party to stop being so fucking reactive. I need y'all to start being proactive, because I know y'all knew. But I mean, politicians is just like any other workplace. I know somebody was gossiping.
Elizabeth Warren wants that Biden to do like some type of executive order or something, emergency. I have to read up on it, because they're basically trying to find ways to be able to do that. Because This shouldn't be
And I
the
know
end
there are
all be all
announcements
for
on the
this.
Supreme Court right now, but don't quote me on this, y'all. I'm pretty sure you can have 10 seats.
Well, no,
But then again, it won't be a good split.
There's been an argument for a lot of Democrats that they wanted to increase the number. And while
they do.
I think my only concern there is that when does that number stop?
Let's make it 11.
Because it could. I think that their argument for a lot of them wouldn't be that we need to increase the seats if we didn't have an overwhelming Republican majority within the Supreme Court.
It needs to be well balanced. But see, this is where's that fine line between politics? It's supposed to be a non-political group, but it needs to be a good mix of conservatives. Well, I guess they feel like it's a good mix now. It's just the majority.
The majority is just
I guess
Republican.
If Democrats, we're going to end up doing the same thing, basically.
I mean, because Trump was appointed 3 while he was in.
I know. And Biden appointed 1. I didn't see her opinion either, but I know she wasn't with that foolishness. I already knew. When I seen the dissent, I was all like, "Yep, there's my girls." I knew it. But,
yeah. So yeah, this is the world we live in. Yes,
I hate it for us.
Yeah,
like I really hate it for us, and I want men who are our allies. I want y'all just this one time to just shut up and listen to us. Like I know y'all be wanting to do stuff, but I want y'all to shut up and fight. Like I don't want to hear y'all. Don't talk to us, but fight with us. Like sometimes you don't gotta talk. You just need that second where we just gotta do all the talking, but y'all could do the fighting. So help push that shit with us, because I was listening to a lot of men who I know for a fact are allies, and I'm looking like, please stop talking, please, because this is not. I mean, it's affecting you, but not in the same way it's affecting me. So please stop.
Yeah, that's why I haven't really said too much. I was my opinion,
we just want
where
y'all to listen.
But like, this isn't impacting me in the way that it is other people. I'd rather the people that it's impacting be able to have a space to say everything they need to say and not be, my opinion pushing theirs down any more than it already is. So that they're not heard.
Because tensions are too, yes. Like, we just need y'all to listen. Like, we just need men to listen and fight for us. Like, hard body fight for us. Also, we ain't going, this ain't funny, but I was talking to my little brother yesterday. He's such a little, he was sad for me. He was like, yo, how you feeling? And I was all like, shut up. I'm not fooling with you. You're a man. I ain't fooling with you. He like, listen, I'm very much pro-choice. Yeah, you know how many kids I might have to get rid of? But he was joking, man.
Right.
But he was saying, like, I'm very much pro-choice. But I know he is. And, I mean, it's my brother. I'm not saying it necessarily. Families differ and stuff, so that don't have nothing to do with it. But I knew he was pro-choice, but I was down with it. He was saying, what are you talking about? He said, I'm very much here for abortion. He said, you don't know how many kids I might got to get rid of. I said, not you planning to be irresponsible. Like, please stop. He was just trying to lighten the mood up, though, because I was, again, raging. So.
Yeah. Well, to change the tune a little bit, I got one "Am I the Asshole" for you.
Oh, God.
The "Am I the Asshole"? I saw it on Yahoo, so I had to go find it. I ain't even going to make it a secret. They have laid into him for his opinion here. I ain't even going to say the title because it's going to give too much away. He said, I'll keep this short. My daughter, who is 19, told me she was going to college to major in computer science. I was ecstatic about this because she's been set on majoring in illustration. For years, I've been trying to talk her out of it. I know she loves illustration, but it's extremely hard to get a steady job out of that. I wanted her to do something she could be successful in. I wanted her to have a wider range of opportunities. As it turns out, she lied to me. She's majoring in illustration. She got some mail about some art exhibition at her school. I thought nothing of it at first because I knew she was a computer science major. After looking into it a little more, I found her work was chosen to be displayed in the exhibition. I was furious. I've spent tens of thousands of hard-earned money for computer science. That's what we agreed on. I told her she can do what she wants, but I would not support her. She can pay for it herself or get her mother to pay. Or she could begin to pay me back for the money she stole from me interest-free. My wife said that I'm being unreasonable, that she's only 19 and asking her to pay for her own tuition is asking too much of her. I didn't think it was, as I agreed to pay for her to study computer science, nothing else. I was also giving her a chance to make what she did right. I was deceived and my money was going towards something I had no say in. Now my wife and daughter are upset with me. I'm starting to reflect and think maybe I could have been nicer about the situation. Thoughts?
You think? That's so. What What damn difference does it make? Now, you said you was on board with the girl, but then you showed your true colors when she actually was doing said major.
My thing is, your daughter is pretty damn good. Her art is being displayed at an exhibition there. She's pretty damn good. Hello? And clearly, like, she's doing something that she loves. The fact, to me, it sounds like you created an environment for her not even to want to be comfortable enough to tell you what she truly wanted to do, because you've been making her feel like what she wanted to do was not worthy of going to school for. And illustration can actually introduce her to a multitude of things, whether she decided to go into illustration as far as like TV and movie, maybe even going into working for like some of these companies like cards, like Hallmark and shit like that. There's a ton of things out there. It's almost like, I know someone who went to school for to be like a designer. And there were a lot of people that I think were trying to discourage her from, like, how you going to break into that? Sis is like a lead designer at Levi right now. And she's still doing whatever she wants to on the side, but she's doing what she loves and she's getting paid doing that. If you actually take the time to like help someone sow and, plant the seeds to their dreams, they can make that become amazing things. She's 19 and her art is already being showcased at an exhibition that her school is doing. Why is it so hard for you to sit back and be like, you know what? This should be nothing related to what I want her to do. This should be everything about what she wants to do.
Right.
And what she wants to do, she's doing pretty damn good at. So instead of you even sitting back and congratulating her for her art being showcased in this exhibition, you've decided this is the perfect opportunity for you to tear her down some more and tell her where you've stolen from me and I need for you to pay this money back. No, you're trash, sir. You are trash. Like, why are you sitting here doing this to this girl?
Yeah. Like, answer us.
And he said that, like, I'm sure that when he went to college, he was struggling going back and forth about what he wanted to do. There are so many people that went to college with one major and ended up changing it because they found out once they started studying, it was not something that they wanted to really work towards. That's not uncommon. We had this
conversation months ago where it's not uncommon at all, because the thing about college is a lot of times, a lot of us go straight from high school. You and I, we went straight from high school. We are so young. It's not fair that at 18 and 19, you are forced at such a young age to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. Like, for what? For what? People change careers several times over the course of their lifetime. But at 18, you got to walk into this school and tell them, I want to be a psychologist. But you're still a baby. And then you wake up one day and then you go, actually, I want to be a lawyer. I'm speaking from personal experience. And your major changes. Your sophomore year, because you're like, you know what, I actually don't like this shit, and this interested me more because I took this elective and I found out I like this. So instead of making us pick a set major, why not give somebody a list of courses to see what direction they want? A vast variety, a nice diverse set of courses where people can figure out, hey, sitting this way, I actually kind of like this math. I think I might be more suitable for bio, or political science is giving me, and that's it. No, criminology might be it for me. Like, give us a chance. Traditional institutions force us to pick these majors, and you can change. Listen, I changed mine. Did you change your major? Yeah, see? We've changed your major. I don't think I've met anyone in undergrad that actually stuck to their major. Oh, the business majors did. But see, them motherfuckers was on some, we getting money. I mean, they are too. Everybody,
and ain't nothing wrong with a business major, but business majors also turn it into the catch-all for a lot of people, because they might have gone in with one idea. They didn't know what they wanted to do, but they were told that they needed to go to school. So in their minds, they're like, you know what, let me just go into business administration. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's also, I think, lending to the fact that so many people are being pressured into going to these traditional institutions, and they're not finding the things that are really speaking to them. So they're going to an area that just turns into, like, okay,
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, I think I told you about this. I went down to the Boys and Girls Club here in Brooklyn. Y'all know I like to do my little volunteer shit. So we're talking to the babies on a panel, and they were having us talk. Oh, y'all, I'm considered to be someone Black and successful. I mean, I'm so flattered.
She is, until they find out she eats moon pies.
That's why I eat moon pies. No, we were on a panel talking to some kids about life and things they were doing. And a lot of kids kept asking, like, they were young black kids. They're like, yo, you got degrees? And I'm all like, yeah. And the one girl was like, but I don't like college and I hate school. And I'm all like, baby, I said, you ain't got to like college or go to school. I said, a lot of millionaires don't go to college or go to school. I said, girl, you can go learn a trade, a skill. I said, you can get in at a good job that doesn't require degrees and move up. I was like, there's alternative ways to make money, because they were asking how much. First of all, some of my coworkers was lying and shit. Ask them kids how much they tell them kids they making $500,000. Y'all lying asses. Y'all might make 6 figures, but y'all ain't making no damn 500. But they told the kids the truth. They were just messing. But it was a good time, and I really enjoyed it because it was really nice talking to some kids and telling them like, yo, y'all don't have to go to college, because in my high school they were like, either you go to college or you going to be like, they're like, oh, or you're going to be a garbage man. I don't know about y'all, but them sanitation workers in my city make change. Ain't nothing wrong with it. They make change, okay? Mm-hmm. Make a lot of money. They part of a good union. They got good benefits, and they don't have any debt. Mm-hmm. They don't have any debt. They don't have any student loan debt. So they were trying to make it like that back then. That's when I was like high school and like coming up. They were like, "Oh, was that?" Now I'm on my like progressive shit. Like, yo, you can make money a million ways out here. In the age of social media, so many of those kids can become. They're so smart. Like, I met one kid here, like, oh, I'm getting money. And he's like, but I ain't got a job. I'm like, well, what you doing? Because he's trying to be smart. But, I was talking to him in auntie voice. I was talking to him in my chief voice sometimes. But he talked about how he was doing advertising on Facebook. These kids really understand the algorithms and those analytics without formal schooling. Mm-hmm. They just understand it just from being on it. That little boy 17. When I was 17, he got more money than, listen, JB, that little boy was making thousands of dollars because he runs ads for people. He knows how to post them and how to do all that art stuff. He didn't need formal training for that. Mm-hmm. There are alternatives now, so many more to college. And I'm not saying don't go to college because I went. Yeah. I'm here for it. It was a great life.
She's saying that there's a choice.
Then my best friend.
There's a choice.
I'm saying if school ain't for you, you ain't got to go to school to make bread. Like, you could make 6 figures doing something like advertising, social media.
And then truthfully, if we're being honest, a lot of these kids are doing things that we would have actually been doing had we not been pressured into believing that the college was our only option.
True.
Because like growing up in my school, they broke us up into tracks. And basically they said if you fell into one track, you were basically told you are going to college. If you fell into this track, you're going to do a trade, or you're going straight into the workforce and you're going into the military. Mm-hmm. These are the options that you have. Yeah. But me being in where I was, that was what I was already being groomed for. I wasn't groomed for other options. And that was a lot of what was happening then. A lot of these kids now are being raised by people from our generation that are being told, like,
you know better.
You got options. My option may not be the one for you. And that's okay, because you can still be successful. There are people who learn trades that are still getting paid more than some of us for going to school. And they don't have the student loans that they got to pay back.
Because another guy that was on the panel, he owned his own business, his own plumbing company. I think old boy was like a millionaire or something like that. But the point that was being made is like there are alternatives and other ways to be successful. Mm-hmm. You don't have to fall into this rigid, this is what success looks like. Mm-hmm. Like, no. Like, now granted, we ain't poor no more. And we can both gratefully say that. And we ain't millionaires, but we also ain't paychecking to paychecking neither. Like, we good. But I want my nieces and nephews to know, like, yo, if this school shit ain't for you, you ain't got to do that. Mm-hmm. All these little teen influencers and all that little teeny boppers making millions and millions of dollars. And as black kids, y'all are the culture. Mm-hmm. No. Get out of that. Y'all ain't got to go to school and get all this debt. Like, honey, I want you to do better than me. Okay? Do better than me. Mm-hmm. So if you good at being an influencer, you notice that people follow you and imaging you, play on that skill and build it up. Yep. You realize that you kind of good with your hands, that's cool. If you still want to go to the military, do that. 2 of the kids that I had talked to at that event talked about how they were going to the military. And I said, I'm so proud of y'all. Mm-hmm. I said, don't let nobody tell y'all different. Do what you need to do. Because the one guy, the one young man, I said, because they were seniors and juniors in high school. I said, why you going to the military? He said, man, I'm trying to travel and I ain't got no money. I said, say that. Mm-hmm. The military will travel you around. Yep. He said, I'm trying to travel and I ain't got no money. Say that. I said, but when you come out, you'll have that. I said, you'll get priority for jobs.
And if he decides that he wants to go to go to school, the military will pay for that
right. Yeah. You can retire from the military. You retire from the military young. Mm-hmm. Like,
if you go in there actually when you're 18, you can be done right before you're 40.
But like 30s, yeah. That's what I said. Like in the 30s, mm-hmm. Like, and you, honey, you will be fine. Mm-hmm. And you get bills and stuff to buy a house. You will be fine. Mm-hmm. Do what you need to do. But I'm glad these kids had an understanding, like that. A lot of them were saying so much different stuff, and they didn't feel like, I got to go to college. And I'm like, no, you don't have to. Like, yeah, I went to college, and I'm not saying that, but that was for me then. That made sense. But now, in retrospect, if I had knew then what I knew now, I don't know if I would have went to college. I don't know. I mean, I probably would still ended up where I am, but nah.
I mean, because truthfully, if we're looking at what we're doing, both of us have chosen tracks that technically didn't require us to have the degrees that we have.
Yeah, true. Very, very
what
true.
we ended up doing is just based off of our natural skill. My desire to create and build things, and you just being you. Personable.
You would say you just being you.
These things walked us right into our career paths and literally have very little to do with a lot of what we went to school for.
It does. And now we make a ton of money doing it. And we're happy. I was looking at some of the stats. Like one of my professors had made a good point. He's my mentor. He was saying, like, I mean, I know I'm going to go back to law school. He's like, I know you're going to go back to law school and everything. He said, but you realize where you're at in your career and the money that you make is more than a new lawyer starting out. And I looked at it and I looked at the average and I was all like, man, it's a lot more. But that's not to say that because I have this experience, now I have that and the law behind me, I'm going to make more money regardless because I have a diverse skill set. So I can be like, oh yeah, but like I was a senior manager over here doing this at a tech firm in finances. So I can do this with this law and line these two things up. And now look at that. You smell it? It's me swimming in my millions. It's me swimming in my millions. Y'all, he put his pinky up. He irks me so bad. He gonna put his pinky up like Dr. Evil, like, like, oh, I need a robe. I need a robe, JB.
In there.
I need
it is
a
in
robe.
There. It is in there.
I need a robe for my lifestyle, rich and the famous.
I feel like this was also I Living While Black.
Yeah, this was the one. We were literally living as Black people. Like, this was the best one, I think. It was actually us living as Black people.
Because,
I like that.
Yeah. I think that this whole conversation just showed carrying on from Roe versus Wade all the way through. We should have choices, and those choices don't necessarily have to be and shouldn't be regulated by government decisions like what we just saw happen. So,
yeah. But that's all I got, y'all. We need to wrap it up.
Right.
I got brunch.
Do you have something you're going to leave them with this week?
Nope.
I'm looking. I don't think I really have anything, but I do want to say this.
He's nuts.
I was in charge of the Pride event this year at my job. There were people who were C-levels that came over to me and told me that this was probably their favorite event ever thrown by the company in the history of the company. That made me feel pretty good. Like, we did drag bingo, and these drag queens were hilarious. Like, you know, like, say you're playing bingo, and then, like, there are multiple people that win. Sometimes, in order to figure out who was going to actually get the prize, randomly, they would say, okay, this is going to be the round where you got to have a twerk off.
Yes!
When I tell you, there was 3 white guys that won once, and they were like, okay, time to do a twerk off. First of all, the IT person was handling music, and one of the ladies, her name was Kylie from North Carolina, was like, when it happens, I need you to turn on some ass shaking music. And he turned on music. Why did he turn on Kelly Clarkson Since You've Been Gone?
Now, you know you can't twerk to that.
So he ended up finally getting into one thing. Why one of the white dudes get up on the wall, throw his legs up to the top, and start like twerking on his hands?
Ciao.
That shit had me dying.
That sounds funny.
And then
y'all are shot out.
And then one of the times, instead of doing a twerk off, they had them do like a lip sync for your life. And they turned on some Katy Perry. One of the girls clearly was the biggest Katy Perry fan. Sis had hand choreography and everything.
Probably was
going off. She was going off so much that the other one actually was like, you know what, she got it. Ain't about to do it. She got it.
Listen, I'm not about to do this.
I was like, very, very proud of it because the company being one of those companies that doesn't look like the world, as I like to describe it, one of those companies that literally looks like a frat boy, frat house. I knew that there were going to be some people that weren't going to be happy with this, but I also knew those same people were probably not happy when I led the Black History Month event either.
Oh well.
I told
the
person in HR, I was like, look, I made the decision when I had led the Black History Month. I was like, I'm not doing this for their comfort. I'm doing this so that people who are like me, that look like me and act like me, have a space where they feel comfortable, because my comfort matters more than theirs. as a minority at this company, as a minority in this world, my comfort matters more than these people who've been able to be comfortable for all of their lives, and all of their ancestors have been able to be comfortable all of their lives. And she was like, I agree. She was like, so I know that when we get feedback for the event, there are going to be people who absolutely loved it. I mean, people were literally still talking about the event all day next day. But there were some people who didn't even come up to the event. And we said, you know what? But that's okay. They have a choice. No one said that they had to be a part of this. But what we did say is the people who did want to be a part of it, we were creating a space for them to feel comfortable in that space there. And
they did.
And they did. And they loved it. So, and I'm a little sad because now that I've been promoted, I actually can't be on the engagement committee anymore.
Oh, they said that you can't be on it anymore.
No managers can be up there because they use it as an opportunity to give people who aren't in leadership roles to have an opportunity to lead in spaces that
look at you getting kicked off and shit.
So I'm getting kicked off. But I'm going to go on record and say that the best events this year were Black History Month, Mardi Gras, and Pride Month. And they were all led by Black queer men. And that's all I have to say about that. So
I'm gonna look out the men part. I'm all like, yeah, good for y'all.
Well, we don't have any. We don't have any.
You know what just happened,
and that's what irritates me.
I'm just messing. No, but I'm not gonna be anti-men for all y'all. But it ain't all y'all.
I fussed about that at work. I was like, look,
I'm glad that it was.
I'm like, where are the queer women? Why is there no representation for them anywhere? When I made a list of movies and TV shows, because I did that as well, I reached out to some people I knew that identified as something other than heterosexual. I'm like, what is some stuff that you watched? Let's make sure we have you guys represented in this list too. I was like, It irritates me that there isn't representation. And I talked to the head of HR, and she told me, just like me and you talked about this before, when when companies come to us trying to figure out how they can make things more diverse. She reached out to them too. She was like, we're going to start promoting jobs and internships at HBCUs or at colleges that are predominantly Asian or anything like that, because we are never going to be able to change the demographic at this company if we keep marketing to the same types of people. I was like, look at you. But she's also a Black woman, so she understands. So, but with that, I think that's all for this week. I don't have anything funny to leave you all with, so we will talk to you guys next week.
Farewell.